U.S. banks are hunting for collateral to back $20 billion Argentina bailout. This is a Wall Street Journal story. So a group of banks, including JPMorgan Chase, BofA, Goldman Sachs, is struggling to put together a $20 billion loan for Argentina without leaving themselves too exposed to the financially distressed South American country. People familiar with the matter said the bank loans would be part of the Trump administration's plan to backstop the finances of Libertarian President Javier Milei's government with a $40 billion package, including $20 billion currency swap with the U.S. Treasury Department and the separate $20 billion bank-led. The group of banks, which includes Citigroup, is seeking some type of a guarantee or pledge to ensure they will get their money back, the people said. Bankers are waiting on guidance from the Treasury Department on what collateral Argentina would be able to provide for them, or if Washington would plan to backstop the facility on its own. The people been controlling the broader package, and banks feel they can't act without backing from Washington. Some of the people said the loan facility hasn't been finalized and might not come together if the bank's collateral question isn't resolved. They said, Tom, thoughts?
I'll tell you what the thoughts are. These banks don't give a rip about Argentina's collateral. You know what they want the backstop to be? You and me. They want the United States to say, oh, I've got it. We'll give Argentina a student loan. And if they can't pay it back, don't worry about colleges. You'll still get your money. And so in this case, the banks are kind of like the U.S. colleges who are going to put it out there, and they want the backstop to be here. Now, does Milei need some help? Yes, he does. Does he need a little bit of a gap here with what he's doing, the cuts he's done, and what's happening? Yes, he does. He needs some help, and he needs some international help. And does he have rare earth minerals or a bunch of things that they could naturally use as collateral? I'm sure there is some stuff down there. This is a country. This is a country. There's tremendous. They've got real estate. They have all kinds of things that be there. And $20 billion on the scale of a country, Pat, that's not much.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Nothing.
So what do the banks really want? Oh, all right. If something happens, the United States will backstop it. And they're all but saying that out loud. I don't think we should. I think the bank should be forced to negotiate, because what does the bank want? They want the loans out there as soon as possible so they can make interest on them as soon as possible. And what's the easiest way to do it? Never mind the underwriting. We'll back you up if something bad happens. That's what they want. And I think they should be.
Then where's the risk?
There is no risk for the banks. They want just an instant, like student loans. No risk.
Are they afraid of Argentina defaulting? But I mean, I was going to say, like the audacity of them to nickel and dime about this. Like, I'm pretty sure they owe us $800 billion from the last time we bailed them out. So, why can't the government say, call that up and say, hey, no, you didn't actually do what we told you to do with this. So, go ahead and give the $20 billion. Because, it's like probably the safest loan to give out there is to give it to a country where it has a tax base and minerals and everything. But quick thing about Argentina, only 45% of their GDP or their government budget went to entitlements historically. 69, I think, percent of ours goes towards entitlements. So keep that in mind for how our country's going.
45% for them, 69% for ours.
And look
Adam,
where they're at.
Yeah. Adam, thoughts?
To me, I'm just going to take a different angle on this. I feel like Trump and Javier Milei have probably been the closest of any Latin American country. Maybe Nayib Bukele, you want to put in that category. But I feel like every single Latin American country is a leftist, socialist, progressive ideology, whether it's Lula in Brazil, whether it's, you see what the hell's going on with this Petro guy in Colombia these days. We know what's going on in Venezuela, which we're essentially at war with. But Javier Milei and Trump have a personal relationship. So don't forget that Trump, like in the last clip, where he's like, oh, you said bad things to me? I hate you. Oh, you said nice things about me? I like you. So to me, I don't know the mechanics behind this, but I do know that Trump and Milei have a personal relationship, and there's something there. I mean, we were sitting right there. I remember you were talking with Javier Milei at, was it CPAC when Trump was on stage?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like this guy's the biggest disruptor in Latin American politics, and we need a more Javier Mileis in the world, especially in Latin America, and less this Petro guy in Colombia, and less Maduro's in Brazil.
I have an idea.
Venezuela. What's your idea?
Take a couple military ships, put Russian flags on them, and scream, the Russians are offshore, they're coming for me, and $50 billion will show up tomorrow morning. A special congressional allocation.
Tom, what happened with Argentina needing $20 billion? The $40 billion.
It appears that so they need a stopgap because remember, they had runaway inflation, they had things going, and he's got this, he needs this. There's a currency swap involved with it, and then there's also a debt facility. They need liquidity, and they're not a giant GDP. And so this is what, and he's eliminated a lot of costs. And it's as their economy grows and as things come back, they need liquidity. And they've gone to the biggest banks in the world. Now, the biggest banks in the world are turning and saying, yeah, we'll loan it to them, but we're a little nervous about them. And what they're really nervous about, to be honest, what the banks nervous about is runaway inflation again, because then you never get your money back. And then the economy goes haywire. So I completely understand the U.S. banks, but I also think they're just taking the easy way out. They just say, hey, never mind the underwriting. You know, Uncle Sam, can you just back this? If something bad happens, just pay us the
Well,
banks.
I mean, listen, his reforms were so massive. But if you look at inflation, what happened from June in Argentina, inflation was 39.4%.
That's ridiculous.
Today, it's 31.8% in September of 2025. It's a drop of 8%, right? So
Where was it before Milei took office?
massive,
Couple hundred, couple
massive.
thousand.
Yeah, it was massive.
So it's improving.
It is.
But he
So
needs
this
liquidity.
$20 billion investment is to help an improving economy.
Bridge.
Not a sinking ship.
No, because they got
Right?
he's doing
So
austerity
what
basically.
he has been doing is working. Is it fair to say?
Yeah, but the way he's doing it is he's taking all the pressure off the government and kind of saying, go figure it out. I'm not going to give you more entitlement program. You guys go find a way to be standing up independently for.
That's what Milei is saying to his
when I was
citizens.
in Argentina, and I would talk to people, they would say 12 million of us work. It was 20 million of us work to take care of 12 million people that don't work. People are not working and we're having to take care of them. So this guy's changing. Yeah. So 2023, before he took over, monthly inflation was 8 to 12%. Annual inflation was 160 to 180% is what it was. December of 2023, it hit 211%. So he's taking it from 211 to 160 to 104 to 90 to now 31.8. Okay. So
So it is working.
Yeah.
it is, but at the same time, it's like you just got off of steroids that you've been on for 10 years.
Yeah.
And your body has to learn how to reproduce
Yep.
testosterone. And your wife is telling you, babe, what's wrong? And it's, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I'm
What's
going to
wrong?
need a minute.
Yeah, he's going to be like, babe.
Or maybe a year. So isn't this, from a macro perspective, isn't this a great sign for the rest of South America to say, guys, get off the quote unquote steroids, get off the socialism, get off the communism. Here's a case example, if this is done right, of how Argentina in 5 years, 10 years, whatever it may end up being, has turned around their economy so they're not reliant on these massive welfare programs. You know how they say, like, Tommy Robinson, we got to protect him at all costs. Like, we got to protect at all costs. Isn't this someone that they need to protect at all costs? If
Well,
this works out
here's
correctly?
the problem. You're making the right point that if they don't, then guess what? A Lula and the Colombia president and others are going to be saying. They're going to be saying, I told you
Yeah,
that
I told
libertarian
you.
bullshit doesn't work. Look what it did to Argentina that they needed to get bailed out. If I'm Lula right now, a hardcore socialist, criminal, I went to jail and, Alexandre de Moraes brings me back and then puts Bolsonaro in jail or whatever they're doing to him. I'm going to be using this and screaming it off the top of my lungs. If you run a business, if you're in the hunt, you know what business is. It truly is a war. You just heard me tell this story about ChatGPT and Google going to war together. For a web browser war that's taking place, business is war. The more you realize is people are trying to take market share away from you. If you are somebody that's running a business and you've never purchased any of the businesses war, there's businesses war hat, sweaters, shirts. If you're looking at it right now, there's different colors, the gold ones, you got the mugs. And then also all the way at the bottom, if you love the Tommy, is it up there yet, Rob, or no? Do we have the ones for Tom's mugs yet or no? I don't know if they do or not. There is, put the Words Talks if that's
Yes.
up there. And this one here. If you love Tom, $10. Add that Words Talk number scream. Listen, I am curious to know how many of you guys go pick up this, mug right here, Words Talk number scream. We definitely look at the numbers afterwards. Go to vtmerch.com, Business is War. You'll see it all the way at the top and on the cover of it where it says that. And then just type in Words Talk. You'll find a mug as well. Anyways, aside from that, the other announcement I want to make to you is the following. Rob, if you can go to America Business Forum website. Don't go down yet. This is possibly the greatest star-studded list of speakers they've ever put together. It's an event that's coming up in Miami. You got President Trump speaking. You got Messi speaking. I can't think of the last time he was at an event speaking. He's going to be interviewed. You got Will Smith being interviewed. Go to the next one. You got Nadal, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Javier Milei, Argentina president. You got Jamie Dimon.
Wow.
Go to the next lineup. You have Patrick Bet-David.
Who's that guy?
Wow.
That's Patrick Bet-David.
Wow.
I'll be speaking at the
Smiling.
American Business Forum. You got Stefano Domenicali, who is the president and CEO of Formula One. And you got Gianni Infantino, president of FIFA. And if you go a little bit lower, you got a couple others. Adam Newman, Maria Corina Machado, who just won a Nobel Peace
Wow,
Prize. Ken
she's here in the
Griffin.
States.
Yes.
Ken
And last
Griffin,
but not least,
Citadel, right?
Eric Schmidt. Just remember, I don't
the
know
old
if,
Google guy?
I don't know if I've seen a conference that has all of these speakers speaking at the same place. But here's the announcement, guys. If you go to the ticket prices for this in Miami, if you're in South Florida, the top one is sold out. Lowest level is what, $100, $200, and $1,000 a ticket. But if you use the code Patrick when you register, by the way, it's going to be at the Miami Heat Arena.
Yeah.
And there's going to be 12,000 people at this place, at this event. If you use the word Patrick in it, I believe you get a 25% discount. So if you're in Florida, you're trying to come to a place to hear Messi speak, the president speak, this thing's probably going to sell out in no time, okay, if it hasn't already sold out. If you want to hear Messi, Jamie Dimon, Ken Griffin, everybody, and
Trump.
network with others, President Trump, I would highly recommend, even if you get the nosebleed seats, upper bowl, $100, 25% discount, $75, or the silver at $200, or the gold early bird floor seats, I would highly recommend you go to America Business Forum, get registered, get yourself a ticket before this thing sells out. It's possibly, there's different types of business events to be put together. There are those that you go to learn, there's a manual you're learning how to, and there's those you go to learn from 20 different speakers. I don't know if there's ever been an event put together with a lineup of speakers like this one that range from politics to business to sports to Hollywood, all of it. If you're looking to be around other people and network, I think this date is going to be what, Rob? November,
coming up soon.
November 5th and 6th. There
Yeah.
you go. November 5th and 6th. Go to AmericaBusiness.com.
2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away.
AmericaBusiness.com. Rob, if we can put the link below and then use the Patrick, just the word Patrick to get a 25% discount.
Mayor Francis Suarez is involved in this. Is he
Mayor
not?
Francis
Yes.
Suarez, a businessman from Uruguay, I believe, is also involved in this. It's a very exciting thing that they're doing, and I can't wait to see everybody. I'm going to be there myself as well. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.